brand. So for me, employees are the canary in the coal mine. If your employees are grumbling, if your employees aren't happy, if they don't like their supervisors, if they don't trust their supervisors, if they don't have a friend in the workplace, if they're not showing up to work with heart, how are they going to accomplish your CSR objectives? How are they going to even perform their own jobs? And so when you're looking ahead to the future, if your employees aren't on board with what you're doing, if they're not part of your journey, and having a CSR report doesn't mean that your organization is engaged. It means that people at the top created a CSR report. And I was telling Nicolette before, I'm waiting for the day when more than half of the pages in a CSR report are written by individual employees, not someone in a corporate conference room. Right? One day it will happen. So the next record will come from people, and it'll be about connecting, about linking creation and fulfillment for individuals with stronger, more sustainable organizations and with sensational brands. You know, we were talking earlier about, you know, what's the next great wave of customer engaging consumers, and it's around community-built brands. It's about letting people have voice collaboratively with the organization, with the brand, and building the brand together, and about having their voice. And the flip side of that is the brand inside. Right? You want the employees on the inside to be a reflection of the brand on the outside. That's generally not the case. I mean, people, by and large, are asleep at the job, right? And you say, oh, those are not my employees. You know, but walk into any call center, factory, restaurant, plant, distribution center, talk to truck drivers, talk to marketers or people in claims processing. You know, most people are by and large checked out. There are a lot of people out there who feel undervalued, under-inspired, and just not educated and not empowered to really do what you want them to do, what you hope for them to do. And not just on a business level, but on a human level. But that's really, you know, sort of the nature of the workforce right now. So could we use CSR, could we use sustainability, which is about doing good, it's about changing the way we live, it's about changing society, it's about creating healthier societies. And what if we could use that to bring people together? You know, talking about, you know, the millennials, just to give you a few statistics, and this is from, you know, some stats from 2006 that Cone did, which I think are really relevant and poignant. But 61% of 13 to 25-year-olds feel personally responsible for making a difference in the world. 81% have volunteered in the past year. 83% will trust a company more if it's got a demonstrated commitment to environmental and social efforts. You know, volunteerism is on the rise. You know, really these are, you know, and I check in with my clients and with their workforce. You know, 79% of millennials want to work for a company heavily engaged in CSR. So this is the trend, right? And these are the people you're trying to attract into your organizations. Every one of my clients now, you know, after I talk to them, they see CSR and sustainability in a different light. They see it as a way for a real strong play in talent. And a lot of them are competing with many of the companies right here. They're competing with Applied Materials for getting key talent to come to their organizations. They're competing with eBay and Yahoo and Google and SAP and just about every other company in that space. And so this is a real talent play right now. It's not a question of should we do it or can we just do a report of this or that. And not only just about the content, but about the method of communication and about the method of bringing in the communication channels, the engagement channels. It can't just be about driving the message down, about compliance, about check the box. It really has to be about how do we do this collaboratively? How can we inspire you and empower you to be part of this journey with the company? And I'm always astonished when someone gets really excited. You know, we got 10% participation for energy reduction efforts in our corporate facilities. Like, yeah, that's really what I care about. That's what a 25-year-old cares about, is that? No. You know, you also look about, like, what do we care about outside? I'm really into gaming for engagement these days. There's so many new things that are happening in this space. But look at the things that we do when we're not at work. We like to have fun. We like to be outside. A lot of us like to go online. A lot of us like to be in virtual worlds these days. And there's a lot of movement now to bringing some of that into the workplace in a way that's measured, that creates the ROI, that creates the kinds of environments and situations that we naturally like to be in, right? Getting emails, getting some of the corporate sort of lingo is, at the end of the day, all not that inspiring, right? And part of this, too, is this is a long-term play, guys. You can't launch something. It's really easy at the end of the day to do social responsibility. It's a lot harder to do social movement building. It's a lot harder to keep that going after you launch it. It's great to do something 1 year. What happens in year 2 or year 3? So at the end of the day, we have to come back to we're human beings. We live in a consumer society. What are we attracted to, right? What do we relate to vis-a-vis communications? What really moves our heart?